Earlier, Erin Moriarty showed us how genetic genealogy became a vital part of crime forensics. These days, with the list of cases it solved growing exponentially, she looks at how what was once revolutionary has become almost commonplace.
Michael O'Malley is the prosecuting attorney in Cuyahoga County, Ohio, and a witness to a sad statistic in this country. More and more serious crimes are going unsolved.
I get violent crime reports that come across my desk every day, and only a fraction of those are solved.
In 2020, his office set up the Gold Unit, a team of prosecutors who use the latest forensic tools to find criminals and get them off the streets. Supervising assistant prosecuting attorney Mary Weston runs it.
We review cases, mostly sexual assaults and homicides at this time, that can be reinvestigated using perhaps updated technologies.
Cases involving sexual predators like John Doe, number 147.
That's all we knew him as.
On a hot afternoon in August 1997, a man grabbed a 9-year-old boy in these woods behind a school in the Cleveland suburbs and sexually assaulted him.
26 years. It's been 26 years. It's just been a lot of ups and downs, you know.
The 9-year-old victim is now a 37-year-old man. We sat down with him not long ago.
I had doubts, thinking would we ever find the guy?
He asked that we call him Michael and not show his face.
I remember running to my dad, him taking me to the hospital, but the most I can remember is my mom. She was just crying hysterically on the front porch, just blaming herself, and the neighbors were trying to calm her down.
What did investigators know about this predator back in 1997?
The young boy gave a description roughly of his age and his body build, but really that was it.
There was DNA left on the child's clothing. In 2003, a profile was submitted to the federal database known as CODIS, which contains DNA profiles of convicted offenders. And was there any match?
There was no match.
So you have a DNA profile, but you don't have a name that goes with that.
Right.
I was crushed. I think my only hope is just gone. He's going to actually get away with it.
To stop the statute of limitations for rape from running out, John Doe number 147 was indicted, but with no leads, the case went cold.
At the time, we were at a loss. What are we going to do for this boy? He's not a boy anymore, but what can we do to try to help solve his case?
Were you scared that this guy might find you again?
Oh yeah. I always thought, could this guy be watching? And he threatened to kill me if I had told anybody about the horrible incident.
The alleged Golden State Killer was careful not to leave behind any incriminating clues.
But in 2018, Michael and the rest of the world watched the Golden State Killer case play out on TV.
He couldn't have possibly known he'd be unmasked by his own DNA more than 40 years later.
It was like a light bulb lit above my head. I'm like, oh, there's another way.
The capture of notorious serial killer Joseph James DeAngelo introduced the world to investigative genetic genealogy. Could that same technique help solve Michael's case? Investigators would need a more complete profile of the rapist's DNA. But again, there was a hitch. What happened when you went looking for the rape kit?
The rape kit had been destroyed.
But they didn't give up and got a stroke of luck when a key piece of evidence was discovered at the county's crime laboratory, an original tube used for testing that could have some leftover DNA.
I was very, very, very excited. But then there's the waiting. Is it going to be enough? And then are you going to be able to work with this very tiny amount of DNA? It's 9 nanograms.
Astoundingly, it was enough. And in March 2022, they turned to someone familiar, Barbara Rae-Venter, the genealogist who tracked down the Golden State Killer. You ended up turning to a woman who's 2,500 miles away to help find a rapist here in Ohio.
Absolutely.
I mean, is that what the 21st century crime solving is going to look like?
It certainly is.
If I had faith in anybody to do it, it was her. She had solved a few cases for us already, and I knew that this case was in good hands.
It took 2 months. Rae-Venter came up with a list of suspects, all brothers. Ohio investigators then were able to narrow that list down to just one and asked Michael to view a photo lineup.
Immediately, my heart started pounding. I started getting clammy and sweaty. Sort of like a flashback, to when I seen him standing there in the woods.
The man he recognized was Dennis Gribble, an Ohio resident with a long history of sex crimes. It was all investigators needed to get a search warrant. Days later, they appeared on Gribble's doorstep.
We're here to get your DNA. Please open your mouth.
What was his reaction?
Well, he was stunned, but he complied. And we took it back to our lab and confirmed that he was the individual who sexually assaulted Michael back in 1997.
Mr. Gribble, why don't you stand, please?
And that's how, in May 2023, John Doe number 147, now identified as Dennis Gribble, appeared in an orange jumpsuit and handcuffs in a Cleveland courtroom. Did you take a look at him today in the courtroom?
Absolutely. I was just disgusted. I have learned to be a better person and a father than the monster you are and will always be. I wanted to show him he didn't get the best of me. I'm not your victim anymore. I'm not somebody you prey on anymore.
Let the record reflect, defendant has pled guilty.
Gribble, now 75, who pleaded guilty to 1 count of rape, is currently serving 10 years in prison.
The only way the public can be protected is for you to spend as much time in prison as I can give you.
With a federal grant to help cover the costs of testing, the Gold Unit has now helped solve 13 rape cases in the Cleveland area with Barbara Rae-Venter's help. Have either one of you ever met Barbara Rae-Venter?
Not in person,
I have
although we
not.
Zoom.
Yeah, I mean, is that a little odd that you're working with this investigator who really never leaves her dining room table? That's where she does all her
I hope she
investigation.
never leaves it again.
The technique that Rae-Venter used to track down Dennis Gribble has since been used to identify other elusive criminals, including Brian Kohlberger, who earlier this month pleaded guilty to killing 4 University of Idaho students in 2022. Michael O'Malley says he believes genetic genealogy will someday solve less serious offenses as well.
Right now, it's still a very expensive tool, and it takes a lot of time, but I do see it expanding in the future.
Still, as the field expands, so have privacy concerns. Some states have set limits, although there are no national laws restricting the use of genetic genealogy by law enforcement.
It was a needle in a haystack. The guy would have got away scot-free.
And for victims like Michael, the benefits outweigh the risks. Genetic genealogy was his only chance for justice.
Had it not been for DNA and genealogy, would have never been here today. We wouldn't even be talking about it.